Hello, wonderful listeners. It's Sonia here, and I'm excited to welcome you to another episode of the Great English Podcast.
Hey everyone, it's Mark. Today, we're diving into a crucial aspect of mastering English, improving pronunciation and building speaking confidence.
That's right. If I were to ask you right now, how confident are you with your English pronunciation? Do you feel like you can express yourself clearly?
By the end of this episode, you'll have some practical tips to help you sound more natural and boost your confidence. Ready to get started? Let's go!
First things first, let's talk about why pronunciation can be so challenging. English has a lot of sounds that might not exist in your native language, right?
Exactly. Plus, English spelling can be tricky. Words that look similar might sound completely different. But don't worry, we've got some tips to help you navigate this.
One effective method is to listen carefully to native speakers and try to mimic their sounds. This is often called the shadowing technique. Have you tried this, Mark?
Absolutely. It's a great way to get your mouth used to the movements needed for different sounds. Start with short sentences and gradually move to longer ones. Repeat after the speaker and focus on their intonation and rhythm.
Before we move on, we'd love to hear from you. What pronunciation challenges do you face? Leave a comment below and let us know. Hey Mark, it's been a while since we practiced together.
Hi Sonia. Yes, it has been. How about we demonstrate some pronunciation practice for our listeners?
Sure, let's do it. I'll say a sentence, and you try to mimic my pronunciation. Ready?
Ready.
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
Great job. Listeners, you can try this at home. Choose any sentence and practice shadowing with a friend or even a recording. And if you find this exercise useful, give us a thumbs up. Now that we've talked about pronunciation, let's focus on building your confidence. Mark, what do you think is the biggest barrier to speaking confidently?
I think it's the fear of making mistakes. Many learners are afraid of sounding silly or being misunderstood.
True, but making mistakes is a natural part of learning. One way to overcome this fear is to practice speaking in a safe environment. Talk to yourself about your day or describe what you see around you.
Another great tip is to record yourself speaking. This might feel awkward at first, but it allows you to hear your own voice and identify areas for improvement.
Yes, and you'll be surprised at how quickly you can improve by doing this regularly. Let's share an example. Mark, can you record a short message and then listen to it?
Sure thing. Today, I went to the park and saw a beautiful sunset. The colors were amazing, and it was a peaceful end to the day.
Now, listen to your recording and think about any words or sounds that were challenging.
I think I need to work on the word beautiful. I'll practice it a few more times.
Excellent. This method not only helps with pronunciation but also boosts your confidence over time.
And listeners, if you try this technique, let us know how it goes in the comments. Your feedback helps us create better content for you.
Let's move on to some practical tips and exercises to improve both pronunciation and confidence.
One of my favorite exercises is tongue twisters. They're fun and really effective for practicing tricky sounds. For example, she sells seashells by the seashore.
That's a good one. Another tip is to read aloud every day. Choose something you enjoy, like a book or an article, and read it out loud. This helps you get comfortable with speaking and improves your fluency.
And don't forget to pay attention to stress and intonation. English is a stress-timed language, which means certain words in a sentence are emphasized more than others. Practicing this can make your speech sound more natural.
Great point. You can also try the mirror technique. Stand in front of a mirror and speak. Watch how your mouth moves and make adjustments as needed. It's like having a visual aid for your practice.
And let's not forget about using technology. There are so many apps and online resources that can help you practice pronunciation and speaking. Apps like ELSA Speak or YouTube channels with pronunciation tutorials can be very helpful.
Speaking of technology, if you know any great apps or websites that have helped you, share them with us in the comments. We'd love to hear your recommendations. Mark, what's a common challenge you hear from learners about pronunciation?
Many people struggle with the th sounds, like in this or think. It can be tricky because it doesn't exist in many languages.
A good exercise for this is to practice by placing your tongue between your teeth and blowing air out. It might feel strange at first, but it helps.
Exactly. And don't get discouraged if it takes time. Patience and consistent practice are key.
Speaking of practice, it's also important to get feedback. If you have a friend or teacher who can listen and give you constructive feedback, that's incredibly valuable.
And remember, everyone makes mistakes. Even native speakers aren't perfect. The goal is to communicate effectively, not to be flawless.
Another common issue is dealing with regional accents. English is spoken in many different countries, and each has its own accent and variations. Listening to a variety of accents can help you understand and adapt better.
Yes, that's a great point. Also, using resources like phonetic charts can be really useful. They help you see how sounds are produced in the mouth, which can make a big difference in your pronunciation.
Let's not forget about using visual aids, such as videos that show mouth movements. Seeing how native speakers articulate words can help you replicate those movements more accurately.
Exactly, and it's also beneficial to engage in interactive activities like language exchange meetups or online speaking clubs. These give you real-world practice and help you become more comfortable speaking with others.
And finally, don't be too hard on yourself. Language learning is a journey, and progress takes time. Celebrate your small victories along the way.
That's right, Sonia. In fact, why don't you all take a moment right now to think about a recent success in your language learning journey, no matter how small, and share it with us in the comments. We'd love to celebrate with you.
So, to recap, improving your pronunciation and building confidence take time and practice. Use shadowing, record yourself, practice tongue twisters, and read aloud.
Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Embrace them as part of your learning journey. And use the resources available to you, like apps and online tutorials.
Thanks for joining us today. If you found these tips helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more.
And don't forget to practice every day. Consistency is the key to improvement. Until next time, keep practicing and stay confident.
And if you have any topics you'd like us to cover in future episodes, leave a comment below. We love hearing from you.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.